Today, we are going to talk about a true Nintendo classic, Super Mario World 2: Yoshi's Island. Released in 1995 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, this colorful gem wasn't your typical Mario game. Instead, Nintendo handed the reins to Yoshi, Mario's dino companion, giving players a fresh spin on the beloved series. With its innovative mechanics, whimsical art style, and impeccable attention to detail, Yoshi's Island quickly cemented itself as one of the best platformers of its era. Nearly 3 decades later, Yoshi's Island is remembered as a masterpiece that transcended its generation. Its legacy can be seen in countless sequels and spin-offs, but none have quite captured the same magic as this original adventure. The story of Yoshi's Island is as charming as its visuals, blending simplicity with a whimsical touch. Set long before Mario became the mustachioed hero we all know and love, the game takes us to a time when baby Mario and baby Luigi were just infants. The plot kicks off with a stork delivering the twins to their destined parents. But in a twist that's straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon, Kamek, the Magikoopa servant of baby Bowser, intercepts the delivery. His goal is to kidnap both brothers to prevent them from growing up and thwarting his master's plans in the future. Baby Mario manages to slip from his grasp, landing safely on Yoshi's back on Yoshi's Island. The game's narrative centers on the Yoshis, a tribe of colorful dinosaurs, working together to reunite the brothers and rescue baby Luigi. It's a simple premise, but it's executed with enough heart and personality to make it unforgettable. One of the story's most memorable aspects is the dynamic between Yoshi and baby Mario. Though baby Mario is essentially helpless, his presence is central to the gameplay and story. Whenever Yoshi takes damage, baby Mario floats away in a bubble, crying loudly until he's rescued. This mechanic ties the story and gameplay together seamlessly, underscoring the Yoshi's mission to protect the infant hero at all costs. Despite its straightforward nature, the narrative of Yoshi's Island remains one of its most endearing qualities. It's a tale of courage, teamwork, and unyielding determination, wrapped in a playful, childlike charm. It's not just about getting from point A to point B, it's about the bond between Yoshi and baby Mario, and the lengths the Yoshis will go to ensure the baby brother's safety. It's storytelling at its purest, driven by heart and imagination. At its core, Yoshi's Island is a side-scrolling platformer, but it goes beyond the genre's conventions with its dynamic gameplay elements. Yoshi is equipped with a flutter jump, a maneuver that allows players to extend jumps by flapping Yoshi's legs in midair. This adds a layer of verticality and precision to the platforming, giving players more control over their movements. It's a simple but satisfying mechanic that makes navigating the game's vibrant levels a joy. One of the most iconic features of the game is Yoshi's ability to eat enemies and turn them into eggs. These eggs then become projectile weapons, used to attack enemies, hit switches, or collect items from hard-to-reach places. The egg-throwing mechanic is intuitive yet versatile, introducing a slight puzzle-solving element to the gameplay. Protecting baby Mario adds an unusual twist to the gameplay. This system creates a constant sense of urgency, especially in tougher levels where enemies and hazards are plentiful. While some players found baby Mario's crying grating, it undeniably heightened the stakes, making every hit feel significant. Variety is another strength of Yoshi's Island. The levels are packed with unique mechanics and gimmicks that keep the gameplay fresh. From skiing down snowy slopes to transforming into a helicopter or submarine, Yoshi's Island continually surprises players with new ways to interact with the world. Of course, the game isn't without its frustrations. Some sections demand precise timing and coordination, and the later levels ramp up the difficulty with enemy placements and environmental hazards. For younger or less experienced players, this could make certain stages feel overwhelming. Despite these minor gripes, Yoshi's Island excels in delivering a gameplay experience that feels as fresh today as it did in 1995. The combination of tight controls, inventive mechanics, and thoughtful level design makes it a standout entry, not just in the Super Mario series, but in the platforming genre as a whole. It's a game that invites players to master its systems, explore its worlds, and revel in its playful creativity, qualities that remain timeless. One of the most striking aspects of Yoshi's Island is its unique art style, which remains a standout achievement in gaming history. At a time when the industry was leaning toward more realistic visuals, or experimenting with early 3D graphics, Nintendo took a bold step in the opposite direction. The game embraced a hand-drawn, crayon-like aesthetic that gave it the look and feel of an interactive storybook. The Super Nintendo's advanced graphical chip allowed Nintendo to push the console's limits, enabling effects like scaling, rotation, and morphing that were unprecedented for the time. These effects are most evident in the game's bosses, such as Salvo the Slime or Raphael the Raven, who grow, shrink, and distort in visually spectacular ways. The animations, too, are a joy to behold. Whether it's Yoshi's exaggerated tongue as he gobbles up an enemy, the playful bounce of Shy Guys, or Baby Bowser's adorable tantrum. The game's visuals are an essential part of its charm, imbuing the world with a sense of childlike wonder that aligns perfectly with its story. The sound design in Yoshi's Island is just as impactful, delivering a soundtrack that complements the game's whimsical yet adventurous tone. Composed by Koji Kondo, the music is a mix of upbeat, playful melodies and more intense, atmospheric tracks for the game's darker levels. The main theme, with its carefree, more bouncy rhythm, is instantly recognizable, evoking a sense of lighthearted fun. In contrast, the boss themes ramp up the intensity, using dramatic percussion and eerie undertones to signal the stakes of the battles. What sets Yoshi's Island apart is how seamlessly its graphics and sound come together to create an immersive experience. The crayon-like visuals, coupled with the playful soundtrack, make the game feel like a dreamscape brought to life. This synergy of art and music ensures that every moment, from the quiet exploration of a peaceful meadow to the frantic escape from a collapsing castle, feels impactful. Even decades later, Yoshi's Island is often cited as a masterclass in visual and audio design. The bold, artistic choices and unforgettable soundtrack have helped it age gracefully, standing out as a true work of art in the Super Nintendo library. The legacy of Yoshi's Island is nothing short of legendary, solidifying its place as one of Nintendo's most innovative and beloved games. Released during the twilight years of the Super Nintendo, it wasn't just a showcase of the console's technical capabilities, but a bold statement about the enduring power of creative design and timeless gameplay. Decades later, its influence continues to echo across the gaming landscape, and its unique charm remains unmatched. While many players expected a direct sequel to Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island carved out its own identity with gameplay mechanics, visual style, and storytelling that departed significantly from its predecessor. It turned Yoshi into more than just a sidekick, establishing him as a leading character with his own series. This move paved the way for future Yoshi-centric games, such as Yoshi's Story on the Nintendo 64, the Yoshi's Woolly World series, and Yoshi's Crafted World on the Nintendo Switch. In terms of critical reception, Yoshi's Island has consistently ranked among the greatest games of all time. It's praised for its inventive level design, tight controls, and ability to balance accessibility with challenge. Despite this acclaim, the game isn't without its detractors, particularly when it comes to the Baby Mario crying mechanic. While effective as a gameplay device, it remains divisive among players, a rare blemish in an otherwise stellar experience. Ultimately, Yoshi's Island represents Nintendo at its creative peak, fearlessly experimental, yet deeply rooted in its commitment to fun and innovation. Its legacy is not just the games it inspired, but the proof that, even in an era of rapid technological change, a great idea executed with passion can become truly timeless. Whether you're a retro gaming enthusiast or a newcomer to the classics, Yoshi's Island remains a must-play masterpiece that showcases why Nintendo is a name synonymous with gaming excellence.